Hi everyone, I'm Doug Lugers, co-founder here at Lugers Real Estate Advisors, Jones & Company Realty. Thanks for watching the show. Today we're interviewing a title expert, and I wanted to get the opportunity to ask her some questions, some of our most commonly asked questions that we get as it relates to the closing process, and let you hear it right from the source. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Angela Petrick. She is with Fidelity National Title, and she's a source that we lean on a lot when it comes to the closing process. So that being said, Angela, would you mind telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, again, my name is Angela Petrick. I have been in the title industry for about 10 years. That involves banking and real estate, so I have a good rounded background in that. And I love what I do, and I love being a part of the real estate community. So
Absolutely.
Here to help.
Yes, great. And then just to also share with everybody, you're part of Fidelity, which is the #1 title company in the world, right?
Yes, largest.
That's definitely helpful, right?
Yes.
All right. So again, just want to ask you some of the most commonly asked questions that we get, and the first one is, specifically in Southwest Florida or Lee County, how are taxes prorated, and what's that process look like for buyers?
Sure. So Lee County, the tax bill runs from January 1st through December 31st. And here it's a little different because it's paid in arrears, which means when you get your bill, you're paying for the year that you just had. So when you get your bill in November, you're paying from January of that year through December of that year. At closing, you will be paying, as a buyer, you'll pay for that day of closing, and you will actually be receiving a credit from the seller for January 1st through whatever day you close. So if you close July 15th, it'll be January 1st through July 15th, and you'll get a credit from the seller of that amount of money. So when the bill comes in November, you'll be responsible for that entire bill because you were credited at closing.
Awesome. Great explanation. Okay.
Yes.
Another commonly asked question that we get a lot is because it's a retirement community, right?
Sure.
So about the Homestead exemption, how does one qualify in general for that exemption, and what do the benefits look like to that?
Yeah, so Homestead exemption, you have to be living in the residence for, I believe it's a minimum of 6 months out of the year. It has to be your primary residence. And you can receive several different exemptions, just depends on your situation, but the average is about $25,000 per occupant. So if you have a husband and wife situation, it's about $50,000 off the taxable value. So it's a great tax benefit for people who are using the home as a primary residence.
Really cool. Okay.
You have to be living, in order to get the homestead exemption for that year, you have to be living in the property as of January 1st. You have to be able to prove it too, tax bill or electric bill or something like that. And then you have to apply by March 1st. And you can apply online, or you can go to the property appraiser's office.
Okay.
Walk in.
Awesome. And then last but not least, we always get this question, title insurance. What is title insurance? We always hear, every buyer's like, do I need to get that? Mm-hmm. Right? So, I feel I have a strong opinion about it.
Of course.
And obviously I try to sell everybody on. I'm like, hey, you need to get that because I get it on every property I purchase. But again, let's hear it from the source. Tell us about title insurance.
It should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so title insurance insures your ownership of the property. So there could be liens and judgments from years ago, from 2 or 3 owners ago, that you might not know of, and you could lose your property. There could be fraud. There could be anything that you might not even know of. So it'll ensure your ownership. It'll ensure that those things get covered and paid off so you can keep ownership of your property. Honestly, it's just the easiest explanation. There's just so many things that could happen that you don't know about in the past, and you want to keep your house.
Right. Any examples that you heard or stories?
Yeah, so the closing process takes about 30 to 45 days. So we have had a couple situations where we ran a title report, everything looked great on the property. We run one more report, usually the day before closing, to make sure. And we had a lien pop up on the property that was just placed the day before closing. So if you hadn't had title insurance and you hadn't been using a title company, you would have never known that lien would have been placed on the property. So you would have bought the property with a lien that now would be your responsibility. So as with title insurance, if we had closed and not caught that, we would have paid for that lien and we would have made sure it got taken care of, so you weren't responsible for it.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense, and everybody knows why that's important now, right?
Obviously, yes.
Cool. Well, do you have any advice for any of the watchers when it comes to the closing process? Any steps that they should take to cover?
I would just recommend talking to your closing agent, giving them a call ahead of time, asking what information they might need from you. If there's anything, if you're going through a divorce, or if the property is in a trust. There's a lot of different situations in those cases that you might want to have paperwork filed with the courthouse in advance. That make things smoother. But yeah, just talk to your closing agent and let them know the situation, and they can help you make sure it's a smooth closing.
Awesome. Cool. Well, there you have it, folks. Our rockstar title agent, Angela Petrick, here delivering the answers and to your most commonly asked questions. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Anytime. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about buying or selling a home, our contact information is on the screen there. Give us a call, shoot us an email or a text message, whatever works best for you, and we'll get your questions answered. I'm Doug Lugers, co-founder at Lugers Real Estate Advisors, Jones & Company Realty, here with Angela Petrick. Thanks for watching.